Good morning to my Patreon subscribers. We're back in the shop here. Mike McConville, Stratford, Ontario. It's Les Paul that had the neck snapped off this custom shop VOS 59 special. We went through the complete neck surgery. Darcy blew it in. If you remember, the body was all mashed in as well. All that's taken care of. It's interesting because on this one, all of the discrepancies in the lay of the neck are on the base side only. The treble side, it wasn't even touched. So now this has been leveled. We've got to recrown and polish, and then we can get on with wiring in the pickup harness and putting this thing back together for Ed. We've gone through our succession of straight edges and got this dead level with just the right amount of load on that truss rod. We still have to go through the various grits of abrasive. This is a perfect example of the kid gloves syndrome. This thing's just been completely refinished. It's black. It'll show every thumbprint and breath mark. So before I go putting all the electronics back, whatever handling I have to do as far as the frets go, I'm doing that first. And this is what we ended up with. And this is the top where the body was all mashed in. Darcy did a masterful job of refinishing the entire guitar neck and body. We'll finish up with our 1000 grit before we buff and polish. So we'll load this up with jeweler's rouge on a 45-degree angle across the frets. Another tip for the TechDeckers, I do have this one strap on here and then the two body straps because the die grinder can actually generate quite a bit of torque. So by having the neck strap and two body straps on, I can lean in pretty good and there's no danger of anything shifting. So now we're buffing out again in the opposite direction, again on a 45. Now that we've gone both sides and basically cross-hatched that 45 buffing pattern right up to the second fret, I'm going to put the second neck strap on and take that first one off so we can get at the first fret. So I'll start on this side. And then slip over to the other side. Now that the frets are done, we can kind of carry on with the rest of the assembly. I did want to point out that right here, I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up or not, but this little circle right here, that's actually a dent in the rosewood, and probably that is the point of contact. When the headstock snapped, it looks like this is where it got the hit. It would take quite a bit of impact to put a dent like that in the rosewood, certainly enough to snap off the headstock. So this is one of those instances where I suspend the guitar by the neck so that it allows me to get at both sides of the cavity. So the guitar is held firmly, it's not slopping around. Just makes this whole assembly process a little less nerve-wracking. For anyone that's ever worked on a brand new black guitar, you'll understand what I mean. Literally, you breathe on it and you make a mark. Starting by putting the 4 potentiometers in, now that that cavity's been restructured and all the smash marks have disappeared. You gotta be careful with these. These press fit bushings. Can't make them too tight. Obviously you don't want them loose enough to fall out, but they should be just that, a press fit without any apparent looseness or tightness. If they're too loose, they'll fall out, obviously. If they're too tight, you could split the headstock. Even that's still a little tight. Still a little bit more. This is a reamer, by the way. It's not a drill, it's a reamer. That's what we want. This one's still a little bit tight. Okay, we get this last one. That's good. Good and snug, but not too snug. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over and throw those machine heads on first.